Warning, this content may be disturbing to some audiences. Subscribe, if you dare.
Halloween dress-up was banned for 2 of my 4 years attending this Catholic school because some kid came to school dressed up as a pregnant nun. Hey everybody, welcome to ANECDOSED. People ask Reddit. What was banned in your school because of a crazy incident?
Number 1.
Commenter. For Picture Day, the administration banned students from wearing glasses in their school photos. This was because the previous year about 9 classes of students wore the same pair of glasses and passed them around until about 75% of the student body had taken a picture with those same glasses on. It was pretty damn hilarious. Even if the kids needed their glasses, they weren't allowed to wear them out of the fear that the same bifocal bonanza would happen again. Person B. A similar incident happened. My school banned Year 12, Senior, jersey nicknames because one year, the seniors got a series of short, unrecognizable words printed onto their jackets which didn't make any sense until the graduation ceremony when they all turned around to spell a rude sentence to the principal.
Number 2.
Commenter. Silly bans. Because of a parent gang association. Person B. There was a military school in my area, and when the silly bands craze hit, they were actually pretty reasonable about it. They said that kids could wear some small amount, let's say 5, and it wouldn't count as a uniform violation. So of course, the next day a girl comes in with silly bands up to her elbow. They were subsequently banned from the entire school. Person C. Those were banned in a lot of schools, mine included, because some kid almost choked to death when he put too many around his neck. Yeah, smart, let's put a wristband on our necks. Person D. Silly bands got banned from my school because one girl slammed another girl's face into a fire extinguisher because she thought she stole her silly band. Person E. They did that at my school as well, but the bans meant different sexual acts, so if you wore a certain color, people knew you were down for something.
Number 3.
In high school, a friend of mine was voluntarily cleaning a closet out for a teacher for extra credit and decided it would be hilarious to climb into the drop ceiling, scale across a pipe to the middle of the classroom, pop his head out, and sing the Spider-Man theme song from the 60s. Now there is a statement, in bold, in the Student Code of Conduct for Broward County, banning students from climbing in the ceilings. He, to this day, takes pride in that.
Number 4.
Commenter. My high school banned the word meep, you know, like from the Muppets? Teachers thought meep was used to mean something else, like something sexual. Nope. It was just funny to murmur it in the middle of class. Person B. You just reminded me of my school banning whale songs, for the same reason. They thought it was some crude cat call or something, I don't know. It was just really funny to make the noise of a whale and hear someone from the other side of the room call back. It really got going when someone from another classroom would call back and then another room. Whoop. Whoa. Person C. The word bogus was banned at my school. Why? It starts with a ninja. Basically, 2 kids went out in the woods behind the school one day, to smoke pot, I think, and some homeschooled kid whose house was back there popped up out of nowhere with a machete and yelled something along the lines of "This is my woods," and then proceeded to cut one of the kids on the forehead. Anyway, later on, the TV news came to report on it and asked 2 kids about it. One of these kids was a very unfortunate, somewhat scrawny dude whose opinion was "It's just bogus, man." I don't remember the kid's name because from that point on he became bogus. People would just call him bogus and many jokes were made. So many, that the principal had to ban the word bogus because it was being used to bully this poor kid. Person D. My high school banned the word brap. It's similar to the noise a dirt bike makes. My friend almost got expelled for drawing a guy riding a dirt bike with the caption brap on a test. It was how persistent everyone was with it. His math teacher was teetering on the brink of insanity. Person E. My school banned the word roundabout because one of the teachers had an accent, and she said it was funny, so kids started making fun of her and it apparently threw her into a depression, so anyone that said the word got a week in school suspension.
Number 5.
Jukebox. High school thought putting one in the cafeteria would be a good money maker, and for a while it was. Kids were lining up playing a wide variety of whatever garbage high schoolers thought was cool in 2005, and bragging about it after. Well, one day my friend and I had enough. Our school was serving lunch from probably 10:45 till 2, so we scraped together $60 and met at the jukebox at the beginning of the first lunch. It's been a while, so I don't really remember the money to song conversion ratio. What I know is that we had Cotton Eye Joe on repeat for the entirety of that first day, until around 1 p.m. on the second day. There was no third day.
Number 6.
I went to high school, graduated the same class, as the guy who got suspended for wearing a Pepsi shirt on Coke Day. So, I guess you could say Pepsi shirts were banned because of Coke Day. It was crazy. Mike ended up on Letterman. Also, our school was only 2 years old at the time. It was crazy.
Number 7.
Commenter. Dressing up for Halloween, because some asshole had to come to school dressed as a dick. Person B. We had this too. They always had 2 volunteers at every entrance of the school in the morning who would stamp or give you an armband if your costume was approved. Halloween dress up was banned for 2 of my 4 years attending this Catholic school because some kid came to school dressed up as a pregnant nun with huge blow-up boobs under the outfit. They were pretty strict, he probably knew it wouldn't fly, and no one even saw it but the teacher who turned him away. It was officially told to the rest of the student body after they banned costumes, and we demanded to know why. All he accomplished was ruining costumes for everyone else. It would have been brilliant if there were any way he could have worn it around the school, but he didn't even make it past the front door monitor.
Number 8.
Commenter. Sharpies/permanent markers. Senior year, a group of kids organized a knife fight throughout the school. Basically, the people participating would wear plain white shirts and be split into gangs. Each gang was armed with a different color marker. The goal was to stab people on other gangs as many times as possible. After a couple injuries and a couple people who accidentally wore white that day, the administration got more than a little angry. Person B. We did this, but an organized gang fight where everyone had water guns, and half the school wore red and half the school wore blue. At any point of the day, you would break out into a water gun fight. Gang fight, I guess. Teachers got word of it the day before, tensions were high. At one point the entire grade was involved. Teachers confiscated water guns and began writing detentions. Good thing we brought back up finger ring water guns. They never saw it coming. Ended the day with a handful of friends double fisting red silly strings and sprinting out the school while unloading the cans. Didn't get caught. Success kid meme. Person C. My school did something somewhat similar. We organized this game where if you held a straw to your mouth and made a noise like a blow dart gun would make, FSSDT, while making eye contact with someone. That said, someone had to fall to the ground wherever they were until someone pulled the dart out of their neck. The only defense was if you put up your hand around your neck to guard it, no one's darts could hit you. First, the school just banned it in class, so we played in the hallways. It got to the point where people would miss class just lying in the hall because no one would pull the dart out. Or if it was during class period, no one would be in the hall to pull the dart out. When the school banned the dart game for good, we played one last round where when you were hit you got a mark on your neck with a Sharpie, 3 marks and you couldn't play. Person D. Sharpies were banned at my school too, but it was because one kid started sniffing the tips for hours a day and claiming he was high off of them.
Number 9.
Commenter. They banned Pogs at my elementary school. It's all fun and games until you play for keeps. Person B. That's why they banned Pokemon cards at mine. It was all cool until some little bitch went home crying about a shit trade he made. Person C. One of my elementary school teachers used to give the students who did really well on tests a pack of Pokemon cards. An argument broke out when one student opened a holographic Charizard. That same day he got beaten up and the card was stolen during recess. Banned Pokemon cards soon after. Person D. They got banned at our school because we dented the linoleum floor in the 4th grade classroom with the metal slammers. Person E. Oh, we played for keeps, that's not what did it. It was the kid with like a billion that said it was stolen, that did it. I remember over the speaker system that if they were to be returned all would be well. Well, they were not, they were permanently banned. Kid gets home, though I forgot I didn't bring them there at home. Oh, it was a small neighborhood and still played outside of school. Person F. Ditto. It was shortly after 2 kids were fighting on the 2nd floor, near a window overlooking the Pog Arena. One kid grabbed the other kid's case and emptied it out the window in the most spectacular fashion, making it rain on the kids below. What a good day. Person G. They were banned at my school as well. It was part of the reason they ended up being banned. We played for keeps, but everyone used crappy off-brand Pogs, so it didn't really matter. That's when people started using the slammers with spikes on the side or the ones shaped like circular saw blades. Well, I was playing a guy that accidentally laid down one of his favorite Pogs. I put a hole in it and he flipped his shit. I got punched in the stomach and he ran off with my Pogs. At lunch we got into a fight that escalated until there were about 7 of us tearing up the lunchroom. The next day Pogs were banned. Person H. My buddies and I would only play for keeps, and we ran the POG circuit at our school. If you thought you had what it takes to win, you played one of us and most likely lost your whole stack. I had slammers for every surface we played on, from carpet, desks, grass, tile, etc. I had it down to a science as to which slammer to use, where to hit the stack on any given surface, and how to get kids to play, bet, more POGs. My buddies and I were the reason why POGs were banned, since too many kids lost their entire collections to us.
Number 10.
They banned scarves in my high school because apparently the first-year principal got the idea in her head that only gang members wear scarves. The weirdest part was we lived in an upstate New York town that never had anything close to a gang problem. Long story short, every student protested by wearing scarves the next day. CNN caught wind of it, and my school got national attention for the first and last time. Shortly after that, the principal was fired, scarves were allowed again, and everyone stopped wearing them like usual.
Number 11.
In 8th grade, I was part of the first graduating class of a new school in my town. Since it was just starting out, administration was still finding its way. Because of this, as the year passed, they banned blue because of sniffing, Sharpies, ditto, and vandalizing, rubber bands. They were used to fire wasps, little pieces of paper, at each other, tennis balls, chucked them at each other for some reason. Walking across the cafeteria, or switching tables, or even walking clockwise around the cafeteria. They decided you could only walk counterclockwise around it, to avoid students bumping into each other. And we had assigned seats. Make sure to share your personal story in the comments below and have the opportunity to be featured in a future video. Also, if you like these topics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to continue seeing more content like this every day. See you next time.